Morning rush hour in the threads trade. Just outside Dhaka, garment workers leave their homes at dawn and stream into thousands of factories. The hidden laborers who cut and sew and finish the shirts and pants we buy in cheaper priced Western shops. 14,000 mostly women disappear every day into this factory, supplying H&M, constantly watched by security. We arrive unannounced.
We are 100% compliance. We have a sharp respect on labor law. And
the manager tells us the disaster just down the highway at Rana Plaza shook things up.
everything is going to change. You know, there is a revolutionary change. We have to think about safety. We have to give priority about safety. And the team are working on this.
Here for a few days. But when we ask to visit inside, he waffles. Come back another day. 5 days later, we're still unwelcome. The scars of Rana Plaza bury deep in this country's psyche. The site where more than 1,100 people died is an empty, mournful place. Still, 6 weeks later, families search for their relatives. Bodies never recovered. Rana Plaza wasn't the first casualty in Bangladesh's garment industry. It wasn't deliberate, but it wasn't pure accident either. A fierce race to the top for cut-rate clothing set the pattern, weave in threads of corruption and greed. This was the result. Rana Plaza collapsed after a powerful and politically connected businessman illegally piled on floors on a structure perilously weak already. Local authorities willfully ignored the building code. And management disregarded the warning signs. Big cracks the day before. The next day, those who had no power or influence paid the heaviest price. Today, the building next door waits for demolition. It was a staging ground for frantic searches. We climb up to the second floor where rescuers punched through walls, clawing their way into the carnage. When the bulldozers razed the Rana Plaza site, rubble was pushed into these hot and dusty rooms. It's eerily dark and haunting. Strewn everywhere, the remnants of 5 different factories spitting out cheap clothing. There are supply orders. And in one room, we find striking evidence of Canada's connection. A dusty pile of pants. Part of a shipment supposed to be on its way to Canada. Loblaw's brand, Joe Fresh. Loblaw was just one of many Western buyers here. We set out to find out who were the workers who made these pants and other clothes, and who shares the responsibility in the booming industry which props up Bangladesh. In a poor Dhaka suburb, one-room homes hide behind corrugated iron siding. Reena and Shuki both worked at Rana Plaza. Reena at New Wave Bottoms, finishing pants for Loblaw. Were you afraid to go back into the building when you knew there was a crack?
We didn't want to go inside, but the supervisor came and said there is a shipment in a few days. We have to finish it. Otherwise, there won't be any salary this month.
Reena needed her wage that month, $60. Shuki made even less. She had no choice but to go in that day.
The supervisor and the line chief, they basically said it's only a crack. What's going to happen with a crack? We actually believed him.
The building caved in seconds. With no time to escape, Rina was trapped under a cutting table.
There wasn't any water. The air was thick, not enough oxygen.
Rescuers could hear them screaming but couldn't get to them for a day, until young men used the table legs to poke holes in the ceiling. Remarkably, they were rescued. Are you girls going back to work in the garment industry?
I have a mother in the village, brothers and sisters. I have to go back to work to take care of the family.
Rina, her parents, and Shuki now live in this one room. She was married 11 days earlier. Her husband died in the factory. She searched 2 weeks before she found his body. Bangladesh is poor and crowded, but increasingly ambitious. It's pulled itself up, stitch by stitch, grasping a growing share of the global garments trade. People like Rina and Shuki needed jobs, and international buyers wanted cheap labor. Mahfouz Anan is editor of one of the most influential newspapers.
The ready-made garment industry came as a surprise boon. We grabbed it. We tried to build on it. We ran with it. I think our over-anxiety to basically make ends meet made us forget.
Rana Plaza was just one of a catalog of horrible disasters. A fire at the Tazreen factory 4 months before incinerated workers, locked in their sewing rooms. More than 100 died.
We kept on cutting on the cost, and also through that process went into a zone which was dangerous.
Is it partly corruption?
It is hugely corruption. It is hugely looking the other way. It is hugely failure to comply with the basic laws of the land.
From outside, Bangladesh factories are under pressure, trying to contain growing worker unrest. This one was pelted with rocks in a protest. But inside, it's a model business. Our visit here was arranged and they were ready. We saw a few workers scramble into their safety vests. Nearly all were masked. I checked 2 floors up, no masks. This is the image. They want to show Canadian consumers and especially potential buyers. Canada kicked off a boom in trade with Bangladesh 10 years ago by removing all tariffs on imports, meant to support the poorest of countries. Canadian buyers came here looking for cheaper labor than China. The trade has doubled over the last 5 years to more than $1 billion.
We have the current item. This is Mark Warehouse. We are making this set.
MAHMUN Khan shows us the lounge pants his company makes for Mark's Work Warehouse in Canada, $1 million order. All his international buyers are now asking about safety.
We are really pressure. Some buyers are not giving us orders also for this problem. They are scared also.
MAHMUN supplies kids' clothes to a Montreal company. Overall, he blames buyers for demanding cheaper and cheaper product.
What price we are getting from the buyers now, every year that is reducing, not increasing. Like before, I was working with Walmart Canada. Price is very, very low for us. So after that, I closed last 3 years. I'm not doing that price. So if I follow that price always, then maybe I cannot give the good price to my worker. If they pay for a little bit more for us also, maybe we can follow strongly our rules, regulation, everything we can follow very strongly.
The price for cheap is getting too high. Hundreds of injured workers were rushed to this hospital after the collapse. Many are still here. Women who earned a few dollars a day have lost a lifetime of wages. Paki Begum's legs were trapped under a cement pillar on one side, a dead body on the other.
If you want to be saved, we have to cut off your legs. I said, cut off my legs. I want to see my 2 daughters. Save me. I want to come out of here.
Bangladesh's prime minister has promised her prosthetics, but full compensation isn't settled. Rana Plaza was such a family affair. 18-year-old Manawar has just been taken off a respirator in ICU. He was pulled from the rubble, nearly dead. His parents, Manjula and Abul Hussein, worry they'll lose him and his wages. In the waiting room, we find the boy's aunt. She'd worked overnight at Rana Plaza. She lost a brother and a son, Nazmul, 19. He called her on a cell phone from inside the rubble. She'd tried to find him, but failed. Her older son, Manja, survived. He was a supervisor in the finishing department, working on the Joe Fresh order.
I saw a pillar fall on my uncle, killing him. I was hit in the chest.
And after 2 days, he clambered out with broken ribs. Monja Mia is part of the huge scale of this disaster. He can't escape the films in his head of that day, the trauma. In his extended family, 8 worked at Rana Plaza. 4 died. He's just been paid an extra 3 months' wages. That's $200, with so many more to support. Like his wife, Shamula, and his newborn.
I was thinking, if I lost my husband, who was going to take care of my child and me?
She would have been at her job that day, but she was on maternity leave. Monja explains that order for Loblaw was 6 days away from shipping.
Finishing it.
There was pressure to finish and pack at any cost. Neither Monja or Shamula want to go back. There's hardly a family untouched in this suburb. It's not hard to see who wields the real power. The Garment Manufacturers Association towers over the tracks in central Dhaka. Atiq al-Islam is president of the BGMEA. What are you going to do?
I'm saying that buyers also the responsibility, the owners also the responsibility, government has also the responsibility. This is not the game that to give a blame each other. This is the responsibility collectively.
From now, he says, there will be random checks on factories. They've hired an extra 10 engineers. That's for over 3,000 factories. And everywhere, floors are being added. He also met with Loblaw.
I'm saying to them, first of all, just please don't leave us, be with us. We want to do the business together.
Have you seen any compensation from Loblaw to
not
the
yet.
injured and dead workers yet?
Not yet. But let's see, I don't know. But they confirm that they will come back with a package.
Loblaw was one of the first companies to openly express its deep concerns, to come here and sign on to a new Bangladesh Fire and Safety Code. This order of pants never got to Canada. Previous ones did. We asked Loblaw for an interview. It declined. So we followed the trail to Bangladesh's government, to the top political minister for textiles, Abdul Latif Siddiqui.
You have a problem.
Yes, we have a problem.
What are you going to do, Minister?
We are always trying to do betterment, but how? Without money.
People tell me that the government and the factory owners are too close.
No.
That the politicians protect the business owners and turn a blind eye when they break the rules.
Hear me. About me, as a textile minister, I never with them. The buyer of Canadian buying house. They are the main factor. We are trying to grow up.
Bangladesh is straddling poverty and growth, a developing country trying to find its way. The garment industry promises riches at the top and a step up at the bottom. But look at what it's costing.
Yes, I mean, we are shocked, but I will not totally eliminate the possibility that we may not learn from this shock.
Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Dhaka, Bangladesh.